Hey everybody, welcome to Alanya, Turkey. But we're starting this video in another country, which will tell you where we are at the end of the video. We try to show you places around different countries, and in this video we want to share with you about Alanya, Turkey. And normally when we go to a location, we share with you the cost of living, real estate, investment opportunities, and tourist things. But this trip to Alanya gets cut kind of short, right, Tony?
Unfortunately, it does, and we're terribly sad to leave Turkey, but we had to.
Yeah, we had to. So stick around to the end, and you'll see what transpired to make us leave Turkey. It started off as the most beautiful day that we've had in Alanya. Unfortunately, for the first few weeks that we were in Alanya, the weather was not that great. So we spent most of the time in Gold City, if you know from our previous video, trying to work out and get in shape and focusing on our health. But we finally got to get out and check out Alanya. This was going to be a big week for us as we explored Alanya, not only for its beauty, but for its investability and what it was like to live here as an expat. We had interviews lined up with a local expat for her to tell us about her life in Alanya, as well as with real estate agents to see properties for sale and for rent. But as you already know, some things are not going to happen. We were eager to check out Alanya and do a real deep dive into this location because so many of our viewers had mentioned Alanya in comments and emails to us as a place we wanted to explore. We knew it was popular with a lot of Eastern European countries. There are a lot of Russians and Ukrainians that would come here during the summer months and that own properties in the area. I think they make up approximately 40% of the tourists. People from the Netherlands and Germany, as well as Great Britain, make up the lion's share of the remaining amount. Another cool walk through history. Awesome, isn't it? The Alanya area has a long history. Early artifacts date back to 20,000 BC. The first mention of this area was in 400 BC when the early walls and defensive positions were put into place. They were gradually built upon, and in 1221 to 1228, a major modernization took place on the walls and the fortifications, and a huge shipyard was built in 1228 as well. Most of the castle and fortress area that most people see go back to the 1221 to 1228 time period, but much of this was built on the ruins and the old fortresses that date back to 400 BC. We walked all along the coastline walls and we were just amazed. Now, there's a large fortress that's at the top of a hill, and you can take a cable car up to the top, or you can walk the whole distance. We planned to do that on another day, and unfortunately that other day didn't get to come. So I hope you appreciate what we got to show you down here at sea level. But if you make it to Alanya, make sure you make it up to the upper part of the fortress, up on top of the hill as well. One observation we kept hearing from some of our viewers was that Alanya was like a small Antalya. Now, Antalya has about 1.5 million people, while Alanya has a little over 100, maybe 150,000 people. Now, of course, the populations swell in the summer months during the tourist season. Both cities have really awesome ancient walls and ruins to explore and a lot of history. There's tons of restaurants. There's a lot of shopping. There's also long stretches of beaches. And there are communities of expats and foreigners that call both cities home. But I will say Alanya is definitely smaller than Antalya, but it has a lot of its charm. So yes, I can see the similarities between Antalya and Alanya. Unfortunately, it was much slower here at this time of the year than in Antalya. While Antalya was slow, Alanya was pretty quiet here in late March. As I understand, 40% of the tourism to this area comes from Ukraine and Russia. It does cause me to be a little bit hesitant about recommending about investing in this area, but if you're looking to retire as an expat, maybe this is a good time to do some bargain shopping if there's a lower than expected demand on buying a place or renting a home here. If you're new to our channel, Julie and I, we're traveling the world and we're trying to share our experiences with you as well as our costs and our perceptions of an area. So if you're an expat or wannabe expat and you're looking at moving somewhere abroad, we're trying to make sure that you understand what it's like in some of the locations you might be considering. So if you haven't already, please give this video a like and don't forget to subscribe so that you can join Julie and I as we visit different locations and share our experiences with you. And again, we're going to apologize about Alanya. We're just not going to be able to do as deep a dive here, but we're going to go ahead and check out one of the local restaurants here in Alanya. Trying out chai bochum today here in Alanya, so
We can spell it, not necessarily say it.
yeah, we're probably mispronouncing this name. As always, I'm going to share a menu with you in this video. If you're not interested in the menu, please feel free to fast forward, but if it's of interest, feel free to pause, zoom in, and check out the prices. Currently, the exchange rate is 14.58 Turkish lira to $1 US. Now, the Turkish lira has fluctuated quite a bit, but typically the costs will be very similar to the US dollar, so check the rates when you're looking at coming. So Julie and I opted for 2 spinach gozem. She's got a salep. There's a tuna salad, bottle of water, and I got a Turkish tea. So we'll go ahead and try out the food here. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, so our lunch today came out to 92 Turkish lira. So that's a pretty good price for 2 meals. I mean, I'm satisfied. Are you?
Oh, so am I.
Okay. So actually it's gonna be like 100 because I'm gonna leave a tip. I normally leave like a 10% tip. Julie and I really enjoyed our meal, sitting outside in the beautiful weather. This was truly the best day that we've had in Alanya, and we were just so happy to be out to explore and really get a feel for what this city was like, what it had to offer. We strolled all along the coast and along the seafront, checking out the sights, looking at the beaches. We did the long walk out to the lighthouse, and everything was just so tranquil. We were really starting to really appreciate Alanya. Julie and I decided that after this fantastic day that we would take the dogs back to the place we were staying up in Gold City and go get ourselves a high quality massage and treatment. We booked ourselves for about a 2-hour treatment at a massage place in town, and when we came out fully relaxed and feeling great about Alanya, we walked into the beginning of our little nightmare that derailed our plans to stay in Turkey. For those of you not following us, Julie and I, we applied for residency in Turkey so that we could stay in the country longer so that we can detail some of these great cities and locations. And at this point, we were going towards 4 months in the country. You can normally be here for 90 days without a residency as an American. Our approval was still pending. Okay, everybody, we're being told our car is being towed away because we've been here for over 90 days, even though we've applied for a residency. So they're gonna take our car and to go to customs. And so, okay. So we're learning a lesson here that you can't have your car here, even though you might have applied for residency. Your car, where we were told 6 months here, it can only be here for 90 days. So we don't know what's going on, and we might just leave Turkey tomorrow. Okay, so Abby's getting towed. We can't seem to stop it. They've got the tow truck over here now. And beware when you come to Turkey. The laws for you are not the same as your car. Here goes our baby. Abby's going to Turkish jail. Incredible. We're gonna stand here helpless. We weren't understanding why they were taking our car. As far as we knew, our car could be in the country for 180 days. But our car is in a corporate name in our corporation that we have in Bulgaria. We did that so that we as Americans can have a car and drive around the continent of Europe. So we found out we can't put Abby in our name or put the car in our residency. Okay, so once we get the car for the corporation out, we will have 7 days to get out of the country. And so a temporary ECMET will not work for us right now. We need to have, because it's a corporation car. So we have to come back here and check and keep checking, right? Are you gonna be sad leaving Turkey early? Are you sad leaving Turkey early? Yeah, those mean customs people. Mean customs people, huh? Yeah. Sad? Are you sad to be leaving Turkey? Those mean customs people. Yes, those mean customs people. We went back the next day at 12:15, ready to get Abby out. Okay, now we're gonna go bust Abby out of jail. Now, Abby unfortunately is not here in this parking lot. This is for the employees. But we have to go into this office now, go get our paperwork so we can go to a bank, pay a fine, and then take that form back here, then find another taxi to take us to jail for cars. So we had to waste over an hour because we actually showed up before their lunchtime at the office. We showed up at like
Brunch.
What time did we show up? We showed up at 12:18, and a lady comes out and lets us know that we have to come back at a half hour. So I said, oh, okay. So it took a while for her to show up. So what, 9 minutes? She goes, no, 1:30. So we ended up having to go and waste an hour and 12 minutes because they all went to lunch early.
But we got a great soup. Warren had lentil, I had chicken. We had bread, we had salad, water, and tea, and it was 40 lira.
This is glass half full. How long did we walk to find a restaurant?
30 minutes.
Thank you. Julie's acting cool, but look at her shoelace twitch as she's waiting in the office. We have the paperwork to go to a bank now. We have to get a taxi to go pay the 470 Turkish lira that will allow us to get our car out. So we're actually going to end up spending more on taxis than we are on the actual fine. We finally got the fine paid. We got the document from the office, and we thought now we could just go get the car, but no, we get to now go get the car, but then we have to still talk or go somewhere else and have them scan this. So this is turning into a really long ordeal, and you know, it's definitely not in Turkey's best interest because they're not going to get a whole bunch of money from us on fines, but they're losing a lot of investing. So out here somewhere is where Abby's been imprisoned. Now we just need to find somebody to let us get our car.
What is this?
So the total to get the car from the parking area now is 510 on top of the fee. So now we're going to go get Abby out of lockup. Now we get to try to figure out where our baby is. Got some cars that don't look too healthy out here. I think I see her. Over here. Is that the roof? Yep. We found Abby. We got her packed up. We did the drive across Turkey, across the mountains, through the snow, back up to the town of Edirne. We had a quick service for her before we headed across the border, just to find out that because we don't have our residency approved yet, we have to pay a fine for staying beyond our welcome of our initial 90-day visa. So that's just adding salt to the wound. And I hate to say it, but by the time all this was said and done, I was relieved and glad to have gotten across the border of Turkey and into Bulgaria, where we stopped at a little place that looked like bedrock, and finally on to our final destination. And where is that, you may ask?
Welcome to Bucharest, Romania.
So we're in Romania, everybody. So we will be here for how long?
Between 5 and 8 weeks.
So we'll be checking out Brasov and Bucharest. We'll be here in Bucharest for a little over a week, and then Brasov for at least a month. So as a reminder, Julie and I, we're traveling the world with our 2 dogs, trying to see what it's like to live in other countries, other places, and sharing the cost of living, the experiences with you. And so if you haven't already, we hope that you'll give this video a like and that you'll subscribe and follow along as we travel for the unknown future, as we try to share costs and everything with you, right?
Yes.
Okay, so until next time, have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.